You are now entering another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of critical thinking. A journey to a wondrous land with boundaries that of clarification. Your next stop, the Sanity Zone.
So, you're a philosopher?
Yes. 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 I think very deeply. I think very deeply. I think very deeply. I think very deeply.
In about 4 seconds, a teacher will begin to speak.
I think very deeply.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
All right. You're listening to breaking news, absolutely breaking the mainstream media in half with Harry, aka The Brave, on WNHH, LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. What's up, everybody? What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope? Everybody out there listening, if you're listening for the first time on the radio, all you have to do is go to facebook.com, look up New Haven Independent, and you'll be able to see the live video there. I'm going to be showing some videos, and I'm also going to be going through some articles. So, and as I go through them, you'll be able to see them on the screen. So, if you want to, have a little interaction, you get to speak with us too by commenting on Facebook, and if it's interesting enough, I'll reply. Today, a little twist to my show. Yep. I usually don't have anyone on the air with me, but I ran into this young man outside. He actually works here, but he works with Lavos, the Lavos side.
Yep.
So Donovan,
how is everybody? I'm Donovan. I'm 20 years old. I work for Lavos, and I think it's fair to say I don't exactly see eye to eye with Harry politically. So we're gonna go through this stuff, and we'll see.
Yeah, and can you point the microphone head towards you?
There we go.
There you go.
Okay.
This way.
Okay, perfect.
They get you.
Yep.
All right, so Donovan, what we're gonna do today, since you're new on my show, I'm gonna play a couple of videos and have you explain what you see in the videos, and I'll elaborate.
Yeah, you'll give a okay, let's do it.
All right, unless you want to do that.
Yep.
Get ready, Donovan. I know people, they make it sound like like I'm crazy.
Well, this first one's from Fox News. That's already a little.
Oh wait, so video with words actually coming out their mouths, that's gonna affect you because it has a Fox News banner at the bottom.
Because you can't show the full video. So what Fox News does is it clips before.
Well, we're gonna show you enough.
Okay.
This is
I'll give it a try.
This is the Mueller hearing.
Okay.
Right. And not to worry, because CNN and then MSNBC were broadcasting the same feed. So not to worry.
Okay.
Fox is not gonna bite you. All right, let's do this for the people here. I hope you're able to hear this. Wait a minute. Before I do that, let me make sure the audio is correct here. There you go. Let's do this.
Now, your report, and today you said at all times the special counsel team operated under, was guided by, and followed Justice Department policies and principles. So which DOJ policy or principle sets forth a legal standard that an investigated person is not exonerated if their innocence from criminal conduct is not conclusively determined?
Can you repeat the last part of that question?
Yeah. Which DOJ policy or principle set forth a legal standard that an investigated person is not exonerated if their innocence from criminal conduct is not conclusively determined? Where does that language come from, Director? Where is the DOJ policy that says that? Let me make it easier.
Sorry, go ahead.
Can you give me an example other than Donald Trump where the Justice Department determined that an investigated person was not exonerated because their innocence was not conclusively determined?
I cannot, but this is a unique situation.
Okay, well, you can't. Time is short. I've got 5 minutes. Let's just leave it at you can't find it, because I'll tell you why. It doesn't exist. The special counsel's job, nowhere does it say that you were to conclusively determine Donald Trump's innocence, or that the special counsel report should determine whether or not to exonerate him. It's not in any of the documents. It's not in your appointment order. It's not in the special counsel regulations. It's not in the OLC opinions. It's not in the Justice Manual, and it's not in the principles of federal prosecution. Nowhere do those words appear together, because respectfully, Director, it was not the special counsel's job to conclusively determine Donald Trump's innocence or to exonerate him, because the bedrock principle of our justice system is a presumption of innocence. It exists for everyone. Everyone is entitled to it, including sitting presidents. And because there is a presumption of innocence, prosecutors never, ever need to conclusively determine it. Now, Director, the special counsel applied this inverted burden of proof that I can't find and you said doesn't exist anywhere in the department policies, and you used it to write a report. And the very first line of your report, says, and as you read this morning, it authorizes the special counsel to provide the Attorney General with a confidential report explaining the prosecution or declination decisions reached by the special counsel. That's the very first word of your report, right?
That's correct.
Here's the problem, Director. The special counsel didn't do that. On volume 1, you did. On volume 2, with respect to potential obstruction of justice, the special counsel made neither a prosecution decision or a declination decision. You made no decision. You told us this morning and in your report that you made no determination. So respectfully, Director, you didn't follow the special counsel regulations. It clearly says, write a confidential report about decisions reached. Nowhere in here does it say, write a report about decisions that weren't reached.
Have you heard enough?
Yes.
Because it gets worse for him. So I'll cut it there so that.
Okay. Here's my takeaway from this. I think we can learn the most from the few words that Mueller said before he was interrupted by Radcliffe. And that is, this is a special circumstance. And truly, if you are investigating a sitting president, it is a special circumstance. So Mueller might have more evidence of obstruction of justice, but you really have to break all precedent.
He wouldn't put it in the report?
Well, I mean, I think that
so he's hiding something?
are in the report.
He's hiding something?
I don't think he's necessarily hiding something, but I think there are more investigations that could be done based off of the report.
You know what, Donovan? I think you need to hear the rest of this.
Wrote 180 pages. 180 pages about decisions that weren't reached, about potential crimes that weren't charged or decided. And respectfully, by doing that, you managed to violate every principle and the most sacred of traditions about prosecutors not offering extra prosecutorial analysis about potential crimes that aren't charged. So Americans need to know this as they listen to the Democrats and socialists on the other side of the aisle, as they do dramatic readings from this report, that volume 2 of this report was not authorized under the law to be written. It was written to a legal standard that does not exist at the Justice Department. And it was written in violation of every DOJ principle about extra prosecutorial commentary. I agree with the chairman this morning when he said Donald Trump is not above the law. He's not. But he damn sure shouldn't be below the law, which is where volume 2 of this report puts him.
See, here's my problem.
Pretty good.
Here's my problem with this. First of all, Radcliffe, as we know, he was just appointed to the head of
the DNI.
DNI, yeah. So we can pretty much assume that this was
a job
interview. It was a performance.
So
what
he said wasn't true?
No, he raised some interesting points that I want to debunk here.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Debunk away.
So first of all, he's saying the president isn't above the law, but he's not below the law. I agree. The president is not above the law.
I'm glad you agree.
Why then does Donald Trump always seek extra legal privilege as president? For example, when he was accused of sexual assault, he said that the president that a lawsuit by a state shouldn't be allowed to be carried against the president because it's a state court, not a federal court. Something that's complete bogus and that has never been practiced.
So you're saying why does Donald Trump go to court?
No, I'm saying Donald Trump I'm saying that's an
his
example of a
history.
ploy of Donald Trump
Right.
to be above the law.
You're right. It's a ploy of everyone who has the means to actually use the justice system in their favor.
To play the justice system like
not
a
to
game.
just play the justice system, because the justice system is still there to balance justice, right?
And I think we agree on that.
And all he does is he has the lawyers to go and say, look, I don't think because as president, a lot of judges do feel that you're taking away from the president's time with frivolous lawsuits. So they say this could wait until after his presidency. Those are decisions that have been made in the past for prior presidents, not just Donald Trump. So you're saying, why does Donald Trump exercise the same freedoms as other presidents before him?
Well, the thing is, you can't really talk
Is-
about other presidents.
is-
You just gotta
you're
gotta talk
just
about
like Mueller.
right,
You just-
right versus wrong.
You're just like Mueller. You're saying this is a special
Well,
case.
just because another president does
no.
something doesn't mean it's
But
not
you're s-
wrong. When
Wait,
Trump
hold
does
on.
it.
But you're saying this is a special case, just like Mueller. But even if it's a special case, it doesn't mean that you get to violate or Donald Trump gets less of his freedoms because it's a special case.
But that's
Because
not
it's
what
a special
Radcliffe's
case-
talking about. In the clip, basically, he's asking Mueller. He's saying, "You said he wasn't guilty, but you said you can't exonerate him." And I think that goes into the nature of
No, he didn't say. That's the problem. That's the problem. That the standard is innocent until proven guilty, right? And Mueller is actually creating a new standard by saying we can exonerate.
But there's something also that needs to be
prosecutors
brought
don't
up.
do that.
There's something that also needs to be brought up,
It's
which is
actually not their job.
beyond reasonable doubt. So in civil cases, if you're suing or something
none
like
of it.
that, it
That's
needs
part
to
of
be
the-
more likely than not. But in-
That's part of the innocent until proven guilty.
but how innocent and how guilty these
How
these
innocent?
are
wait,
variables.
see, here's the thing: you're creating a new standard. How innocent?
No,
and how guilty. That's exactly the
I'm trying
problem.
to respect the
That's
the
that's
normal
exactly the
standard.
problem because you're creating new standards just for
But
Trump.
this is what I'm saying. If you have beyond a reasonable doubt, which is about 90% certain, right? And in a civil case, it would be 50% certain, which is more likely than not. Mueller's findings say it's more likely than not that he obstructed justice, but it's not beyond a reasonable doubt. We don't have the hard evidence enough, and especially not the hard evidence
what
enough
was Mueller's job? To do the
to do the
More likely than not,
simply to do an investigation.
to do an investigation to see if Donald Trump, his first priority was there any collusion? Was
But
there
Harry,
any
this
conspiracy?
isn't a trial.
Hold on.
Radcliffe's trying to make this into a trial. It's simply an
He's
investigation.
he's testifying before the Congress. The
But this
Congress is
isn't-
allowed to ask him questions.
Donald Trump is not on trial. What the
You're
Mueller
right.
report
Look,
was
you're just
is
going to
it
prove
was-
my point there. Hold
No.
on. Stop right there. You're proving my point.
I'm not.
You're correct. Donald Trump wasn't on trial.
So
So the opinions of a prosecutor, which is the prosecutor's opinion, one side of the equation,
he's not a prosecutor. He's a special counsel.
special prosecutor. Now, hold on. Now, the opinions of one side, you get one side of the equation in this report, and you guys are treating it as a conviction, as if it went through a trial, and Donald Trump is convicted by the opinions of this prosecutor.
No, see, that's exactly what Mueller's trying to prevent from happening. Mueller's saying
No, that's what he did by
Mueller's
saying
saying-
he's not exonerated.
Wait, I
Those
gotta
are
say,
words that should have never came out his mouth.
No, here's what's going on. Is Mueller's conducting this investigation to
Actually,
start
Mueller,
as a base.
Mueller doesn't even
for-
know what's in his investigation. He didn't know what was
for-
in the report.
He's starting at.
He didn't do anything with the investigation.
Okay, well, Mueller, his team, whoever it may be, whoever was tasked with this, was started with step one. Was tasked with step one, which
Mueller
is
was a figurehead, right?
find out-
We could agree there, right?
Well, no, wait, let me finish. Find out what's going on. This was not a trial with a jury or
Correct.
In the president's case, it would have to be after
I'm glad you're
impeachment in front of the
informing.
Senate.
You're informing my audience what I've
But-
been saying. But go ahead.
No.
It's
but-
not a trial.
So if
Donald
it's
Trump
not a
was not
tri-
convicted
no, wait,
by
let
this
me,
report.
Let me finish. In a trial, we both agree, especially a criminal one, it's beyond a reasonable doubt, 90%. If someone is not guilty, they are not guilty. They're not necessarily innocent. Innocent isn't something that you use in court. It's guilty or not guilty.
You are correct.
Exactly. So what?
So what
But-
is
but-
a veteran prosecutor like
But
Robert
guilty
Mueller doing
means-
saying exoneration? Why is he talking about exoneration? That is insane. He
because
should have said
exoneration is beyond a reasonable doubt
Not
in
his
the other
job.
direction.
not his job.
That's beyond a reasonable doubt. in
If you read
innocence.
the special prosecutor's guidelines, it has nothing in there about the prosecutor exonerating Donald Trump. That's not the point, and and no prosecutor comes down and says, well, we're not charging him, but let me tell you, I think he's guilty, because you don't do that.
No, see,
You are tainting your report by doing that.
No, what you don't do in normal trials is you don't go beyond the verdict and say exonerated. He's saying we didn't find that he was guilty, which would have been more than 90%
Go beyond
certain,
the verdict.
but we couldn't find that he was 90% not guilty either.
But here's
So
the
it's
problem.
somewhere in between, which I think is sick that a president of the
here's the
United States
thing.
is not completely innocent of collusion and obstruction of justice.
Completely innocent of
And
collusion.
he's not completely
Now
innocent.
think
or else
about
Mueller
those
would have
words.
said so.
Because somebody, and this is interesting, Joe Biden the other day said, under my administration, there will be no Russian tampering. You know, I won't let this happen. It did happen under Joe Biden and Barack Obama. And also, this investigation, where you're investigating your enemies, was started under
See,
the
you're-
Barack
you're-
Obama
You're trying
administration.
to reach into the past, but and
Reach into the
avoiding
past?
and avoiding the fact of the matter.
Which
that
president should I go
Mueller
back? How far
didn't-
back should I go?
Well, no,
Obama?
can
That's
I
right
finish?
there.
That Mueller did not find Trump completely exonerated. Exonerated is something which
That's-
means they are completely innocent.
That's
Not
proving-
guilty means that they are not
That's
guilty.
asking Mueller to
It's a
prove a negative.
It's but you're
You
thinking
can't-
of the judicial
Look,
system as
there's-
black and white
no,
verdicts.
but there's no.
It's
so,
a variable.
So
it's on
Donovan,
a scale.
so Donovan is standing outside of a bank, right? The cameras take a picture of you outside of a bank. The bank gets robbed, and because you were there, you're the only person in the picture. They say you did it.
Well, let me explain the difference between a not guilty verdict and an exoneration. If I were outside of this bank,
There is no such thing as exoneration.
Let me finish. If I were outside of the bank and I were arrested and I was tried and they determined that we can't find evidence that he was in the bank or that he robbed the bank or he went away with money, we just know we have a picture of him outside of the bank.
We know he has
That
a
would
picture.
be
and,
not
and
guilty.
your job,
But exoneration would
but
be
no, but at work,
if someone
your
came
job
in
is
and
saying,
said, "No, I robbed the
we
bank,"
can't
and
give you
here's-
your job
no,
back,
Let me finish.
Donovan, because you're not completely innocent.
No, but let me finish. Exoneration would be if instead of them not knowing if I did it but not knowing if I didn't do it, exoneration would be if someone came in, said, "I robbed the bank. Here are the pictures. Here are 3 witnesses. This guy was just standing outside." That would be exoneration. And Mueller's saying, we basically have a picture of him outside the bank.
Thank you.
We don't know that he robbed it, so,
So
we can't
Donovan,
say
you
he
just
robbed it.
explained.
But
You
we
just
don't
explained.
know but there's no specific proof that said he didn't do
You
it.
just explained that in order for Trump to exonerate himself, a unknown invisible man must show up
Well,
and
that's an
say,
example in a bank robbery
well,
situation.
that's the point, that you can't exonerate anyone,
Well, maybe it would look different.
right? So the thing is that, but when you go back to your job, your employer tells you, you say, but I was found not guilty. Yeah, but not completely innocent. Imagine being judged by those standards.
Well, that's our judicial system.
No, it's not our judicial system. Our judicial system is you're innocent until we prove you guilty.
Or not guilty.
No, the Justice Department does not have to prove you not guilty. That's a new standard, Donovan. You're innocent until you're proven guilty.
Yeah.
Not guilty. That's a new standard that you and Robert Mueller just created.
What do you? No.
There's
that's
no
not-
such thing.
It's exactly not
There's
what I'm
no
saying.
such thing. Have you ever served on a jury?
I actually got jury duty a week ago, but it got canceled.
Okay. I guarantee you when the judge reads you I forgot the wadi or whatever it is
They
that
either
they,
say guilty or not guilty.
It's gonna
the
be-
jury decides guilty or not guilty.
it's gonna be, you have to, it's guilt, innocent until he has the right, the defendant has the right to be, declared innocent until proven guilty. He is an innocent man sitting there until you prove him guilty.
Yeah, but again,
No,
Trump
they
was
never
not
say-
facing a criminal trial.
They
in
never
this,
turn to
in this court.
They never turn to the defendant and they go, and you have to prove that he's not guilty.
No, innocent until proven guilty would only be applicable for a.
The prosecutor must prove that you're guilty, not exonerate you.
Exactly.
doesn't
So
prove-
why is he asking
if
Mueller
he
to
doesn't
exonerate him?
if he doesn't prove,
No, answer me that question. Why is he asking
who's
Mueller?
asking Mueller to
Radcliffe
exonerate?
is saying so he's not guilty, so he's innocent,
No.
but
because
you can't exonerate
because when
him.
Mueller came out and gave his 9-minute speech, he said he didn't exonerate the president. He actually put that in his report. Prosecutors, that's not his job, and that's exactly why Radcliffe is telling him, you went beyond your scope.
But you just
as-
said
and
no
as-
one can be exonerated, so why are you suddenly taking Radcliffe's side, who just wants to hear the word exonerated?
Because I'm not taking anybody's side. That's the beauty of it. I'm using Mueller's words against him. He said he couldn't exonerate the president. Why would he say that if he didn't have some form of bias? Because he knows those aren't the standards. Those
No,
aren't
this-
standards that he's used ever.
This whole idea of bias is not really fair in this circumstance. You have to respect that this guy has been
You have to
doing his
respect
job
that.
for decades, and
So-
the fact of the matter is that he is an apolitical figure. As much as both sides want him to be politicized, Mueller is a special counsel. He's not going to give any side
I
the
have to
soundbite they
respect.
wanted. He's going to do his job, and his job found that Trump was
You're pretty
that
good
we
at
didn't
you're
have
pretty good
enough-
at filibustering.
that we didn't have enough evidence to prove that Trump was beyond reasonable doubt guilty.
You're saying the
but
same
we didn't
stuff.
have enough
You're saying the
evidence.
same stuff. Stop. The thing is you want me to respect this guy who didn't know what he was doing when he was choosing his team, right? So Andrew Weissman, his pit bull, the New York Times called him Mueller's pit bull, the leader of the team. He was celebrating, or he thought he would be celebrating with Hillary Clinton on election night. He was at her campaign headquarters
Okay.
waiting to celebrate with Hillary Clinton. And Mueller made him the head of his team. That's insane. Why should I respect the person who didn't do his homework? Now, when they asked him this,
What he does politically as a private citizen is not applicable to his job.
huh?
These people are
What?
on
What?
he can do whatever
His
politically he
job-
wants as a private citizen. When he's hired, he has an apolitical job.
His job
Everybody has
Robert
a political
Mueller's
view
job
in this
is to
judicial
make sure
system.
that there aren't any conflicts of interest with his team. And there were clear
but-
conflicts of interest. He also hired Hillary Clinton's lawyer.
He also hired several Republicans. You know that.
No, he
to the-
didn't.
yes, he did.
He did not. He only hired people who donated to Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama.
I would really like to see those facts.
Go check it out.
I would really like to.
You won't find one person who donated.
No, but you're saying the same thing, but I don't think the point's getting across. It's that exoneration is not going to happen, and it shouldn't happen unless we
you
knew something.
are correct. We agree. Robert
We
Mueller
don't
went
agree.
beyond his scope
No,
in actually mentioning exoneration, because that is not his job. All right, I gotta take a quick break. You're pretty good at filibustering, must say that.
I wasn't filibustering.
You're listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the news with Harry, aka The Brave, on WNHH, LP 103.5 FM, your home, the community radio. We'll be right back.
Yo, it's the G-O-D, B-O-D. Yeah, rock your body. Illegal business controls America. Business controls America.
I never ever ran from the Ku Klux Klan, and I shouldn't have to run from a black man.
Industry rule number 4080. Record companies are shady. Yeah, I know y'all been waiting. Y'all been patient. Let's go. I be the MC version of Huey P, the all-seeing through my 2020 brown Bruce Lee's, Malcolm X / Muhammad Ali, karate chapter riders block with the Hasi Selassie karate. Your photo shoots with the same old stare. You're sitting there in the wicker chair, holding the heat. You're in despair with my coalition comrades in the rear. Pat downs, Beezy, we here with their fists. Cause of what I say, these rappers wanna blast me away, but I'll be back with no delay, like Jesus Christ on Easter Sunday. In the ring, they wanna murder God by party. Sacrifice the life of the Christ on Good Friday. Resurrect and return the wreck. Snap a nigga neck for some live effects. Approach the podium, give a mic check, adjust the specs, bless the chest with a bulletproof vest before I catch wreck. Spitting and spazzing yo in the side of assassins and rapping before biggest bullets be blasting yo at my black ass and here to free the hood from the mental enslavement. This ain't gangster rap, this is a form of entertainment. Controversial, can see no sins coming through the speaker like the brick through the living room window of a civil rights leader. Prolific, gifted, leaving spirits lifted like Dr. King's last words before we got his cap twisted. I'm told I'm a nigga with an attitude, cause I choose to spell America like Ice Cube. You're right, America. I got some real bad news. Me and my crew's about to open up some all black schools. I ain't Jacob, but wake up, baby. I drop jewels on your tights to keep their business tight like ice core jewels. Apologize, I highly refuse when it's cool. Yo, when I choose to use the word again, referring to my black brothers and sisters when you really want me to mistreat my Miss Silly like Mr. like Rama. I just want you to follow the leader when Whitey want me to beat her like Silly told Hoppo to do to Sophia. Leave the color purple bruises on the complexion, need to give her everlasting love and affection with every inch of my enome insurrection in a midsection. In producing positive pregnancy tests, I bring the drama like some of Osama. Suicide bombers pose like a comma as a preacher teach truth. Like
Alright, you're listening now. Breaking News with Harry, aka The Brave. And my guest today is Donovan.
Hello.
Let's stop this music. Right. So, we're going to move on to another story. We're going to do the Cummings story.
Okay.
Which I'm sure you're going to enjoy. Me, Donovan and I have been debating this for about 2 hours before the show.
That's true.
So, he's had a lot of practice.
I know. I'm ready to go.
So, let's do this. This is Morning Joe this morning, Mika Brzezinski, criticizing the President of the United States.
See, you say that as if he's a king.
Spending yet another weekend trashing yet another member of Congress who happens to be of color on Twitter. This time it's the chairman of the House Oversight Committee.
I gotta stop it right there. See how she's right out the batter's box, right? She goes, he criticizes another person who happens to be of color. She doesn't know. A lot of people give themselves away. She doesn't know that she just agreed with the president. He criticized him, but he just happens to be a person of color. But let's continue.
Elijah Cummings and his West Baltimore district. The first of the president's two-day attack came on Saturday when the president claimed the Maryland congressman's district is a, quote, disgusting, rat and rodent-infested mess. If he spent more time in Baltimore, Trump continued, maybe he could help clean up this very dangerous and filthy place. In another tweet, the president wrote, quote, why is so much money sent to the Elijah Cummings district when it is considered the worst run and most dangerous anywhere in the United States? No human being would want to live there. Where is all the money going? How much is stolen? Investigate this corrupt mess immediately. The president continued his attack yesterday, quote, if racist Elijah Cummings would focus more of his energy on helping the good people of his district and Baltimore itself, perhaps progress could be made in fixing the mess that he has helped to create over many years of incompetent leadership. His radical oversight is a joke. In all, the president sent or shared 15 tweets attacking Congressman Cummings in the city of Baltimore over the weekend, and actually had a member of my family who worked in Elijah's outreach office and saw firsthand every day how hard he worked to meet the needs of his constituents and really a family that he made out of his community there. These tweets are beyond offensive and beyond inaccurate. Joe?
Okay. Take it away, Donovan.
Okay, so I think, first of all, it's never okay as the president of the United States to call a place in your country disgusting or rat infested. I think that we all take some pride or have some deep relationship to where we come from, and to have the president of the United States attack that, your president, everyone's president, attack that is just so wrong and so unpresidential.
You're president too, Donna?
Well, he's the president of the United States. Whether you know,
say he's your president. Just say it.
He's not my personal president, but he's the president of the country.
You just say he's my president. You say your president.
That's away from the point. What I'm saying is,
let's go back to that. I want to hear you say he's your president.
I'm not going to say he's my president.
So you're in denial of the truth. This is a hard. This is a hard conversation to have with you.
He's the president of the United
because
States.
You're starting off this conversation in denial of the truth that he's your president.
The word "my" implies kind of a personal connection to his beliefs and the person.
This is the problem with Democrats. They're in denial of the truth. Do you know?
He's the legitimate president of the United States.
Sorry about that.
He is the legitimate president of the United States. I'm not going to argue with facts.
OMG. Shut the front door.
He is. I mean, okay, I'm obviously not going to argue with that. But
say that again?
He's the legitimate president of the United States. But
if I had my mic in my hand, I would drop it after you said that.
He's not my personal president. I think that
he's not your personal president. Who's your personal president?
I guess I don't have one right now.
See, this is the thing. You have to stop living in denial of the truth.
Yeah, but why do Trump supporters treat Donald Trump as if he's the second coming of Jesus? And I'm just totally brainwashed
I'm sorry,
by him.
But that would be Barack Hussein Obama.
No.
That was the second coming. He actually said that he was going to lower the sea levels. Did he say he was going to walk on the water too? Maybe.
Well, lowering the sea levels would...
He didn't accomplish that, by the way. It was an impossible...
It's almost an impossible
task.
It's
an impossible task that he shouldn't have put it in his speech. Delusions of grandeur.
I'm not sure about that. But let's get back to the Baltimore thing.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
It's incredibly wrong to attack someone's hometown. Also, I think that there is... I'm going to say it. This was a racist thing. Obviously, it was a racist thing.
It's an obvious race. Because you want me to rewind that again? Show me where in his tweets he said anything about race or color.
Well, no, I think your definition of racist is antiquated and goes back to a time when
actually includes racism.
Well, no. I think that as we've moved on, racism takes on different forms, still as potently, but it takes on different forms. So, even though maybe there's not as much open racist remarks by racists, they find other ways to show...
the dog whistle. Right? It's a dog whistle saying that... saying the truth...
Dog whistle
saying the truth
kind of
is a dog whistle, right? Saying the truth of... You just have to choose. If it's Nancy Pelosi, what is he, a sexist? So when he said...
I think context is important here.
So when he said Nancy Pelosi's district has a problem of homelessness and filth, so he was criticizing her because she's a white lady?
No, I'm not talking
so
about
when he
his
makes the same remarks...
I'm talking about his criticism of Baltimore, calling it disgusting and rat-infested. I mean, remember, his district...
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me just switch. You could keep talking. Let's see.
What I'm saying...
This is an article from Patch.com.
But is there an article that says Baltimore is the most disgusting city in the U.S.? Because that's what he said.
While Baltimore showed progress...
See, rat-infested, I mean, this is a classic... Okay,
hold
he said
on.
disgusting.
This is not good enough for you. But anyway, so they've been on the top 10 list of rat-infested places by Orkin, right? So it's just Orkin. It has nothing to do with Trump.
Okay.
Orkin has put them on the top 10 all these years because they are rat-infested. Just saying. He was saying something that's true, but this is not good enough for you. So let's go to...
disgusting is not an objective...
Let's go to another article.
Quantifier.
Right? So, Bernie Sanders compared Baltimore to a third world country in 2015. right? So
See, you'd love for me to defend Bernie Sanders. I'm not going to defend Bernie Sanders. That was wrong too. It doesn't matter who said it from
was
which
he racist?
party. It's wrong.
He was racist. Well, the thing is, why didn't the media?
Yeah, I think that was racist actually.
Why didn't the media lose their minds over Bernie Sanders in 2015?
I mean, you tell me. I'm not the media.
He was a candidate.
Sure. I mean,
See,
they should have. They should have.
So agree that the media is fake news and hypocritical.
I'm not going to say it's all fake news and hypocritical.
Most of it,
I think
right?
that was maybe a case of underreporting, which happens
Or
no
fake
matter
news.
who it is. That's not necessarily fake news.
If you're not reporting certain things, you're fake news. It's simple. It's like, and I won't say who. There's somebody else here in the office who, when I said Bernie Sanders equated it to a third world country, they said that's a lie. And it wasn't you, because when I told you, you went and you looked it up and you said, "Oh, he did say that."
Yeah, and,
right.
and
So
it was wrong of him to say.
Right. So the other person said, "That's a lie and it's fake news and everything." When I showed him, he's like, "Well, it's different. Bernie's not a racist."
Well, so I'd say
Isn't that interesting?
I'd say a couple things about this. I think that's a racist remark
By Bernie Sanders.
Calling.
So you're officially calling Bernie Sanders a racist. I mean, it's okay.
No,
because
see,
Nancy Pelosi's a racist, and so is Joe Biden.
No. I'm not gonna say, because racist describes an entire person. I think people are more complicated than just the things they say.
Yeah, but that's okay. You could throw him into the racist.
No, I'm not
bag
gonna.
of
This isn't what I'm
deplorables.
trying to get. This isn't the point
Right?
I'm trying to get.
You could throw them
across
into
right now.
that racist bag of deplorables.
No,
like Hillary.
No, what
Bernie
I'm going to
Sanders,
say is
Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, all have been called racist by their own parties.
no.
So-
See, but I'm not calling them racist. I'm saying that this was a racist remark because this remark would have never been made about an equally poor place that was say in eastern
New
Kentucky.
York. When New York,
This is clearly a race bait to try to racialize the country ahead of the 2020 election, to try to break
wait a minute,
down
wait a
the
minute, wait a
election.
minute. The only people claiming racism is the Democrats. So if there's race baiting, it's clearly on your side because nobody else is talking about race. And the only thing the Democrats have in their back pocket to come after, they can't talk about jobs, right? They can't talk about our military. They can't even talk, as much as they hate Trump, he got rid of the caliphate of ISIS. Right? So when you start going around what Trump's been doing, they criticize him on NATO.
He personally got rid of ISIS?
Did Obama personally shoot Osama bin Laden?
No, so don't give
the
credit
game?
to presidents for military accomplishments.
See the game.
Well, I wouldn't give.
You wouldn't have given credit. You're racist. You didn't give. Wait. So you're not giving credit to Barack Obama for Osama bin Laden stuff?
I think I give
You're
credit to
racist.
the intelligence community. I don't give credit to
You're
Trump
pretty
for
racist, Donovan.
No, you have to understand, Harry. You got to put context behind these remarks, okay?
Exactly.
Trump is attacking a district that is
that's rat infested.
Where the head of the NAACP, which should be seen as
that has
one of
a crime
America's great
problem.
institutions. Yes.
That has a poverty problem.
But why did he go after?
But Representative Cummings is doing pretty good. Representative Cummings is doing pretty good, way better than his district. And let me tell you, you want to know why he was attacking Cummings? Because it had nothing to do with race. He was attacking Cummings because Cummings was attacking the head of Homeland Security and the Border Patrol because he said that the conditions at the border were disgusting. And
they are disgusting.
If you're gonna say the conditions at the border are disgusting, then you have to be able to defend the fact that your district, great parts of your district, are disgusting.
He didn't say great part. He said the district, and he didn't say
now. Hold on.
Conditions in your district. He said the whole district, the people, the places.
There's parts
where
of
people
Baltimore.
grow up, where people get married.
Look,
these
hold
are
on.
people's lives. He's calling disgusting. That's
Wait
not
a minute. Wait a minute, Donovan. There's people all over the world that get married in third world countries, and they don't want to be there. They're living there because they must live there. The people in Baltimore a lot of them don't have a choice but to live there. If you had a choice, you would not live in a rat-infested hole.
That is true.
Okay, so that's what Trump was saying. Don't you see? You have to be.
No. You're wrapping this into Trump was
You have
saying
to
it's
be
disgusting.
honest.
The way to frame it
Oh,
is to say,
please show us how to frame.
no, the way to frame it and the way of truth and of progress on the issue would say would be recognizing a problem in a place, maybe proposing a solution. Calling a place disgusting is giving up on a place. Calling a place
Really?
disgusting is putting down a whole place and seeing no potential.
Really?
Yes, disgusting implies
Okay,
that there's
so
no potential
Let's
for.
let's look at this. This is the mayor.
Take home an actual wild animal, albeit a dead one. Atlas Obscura notes the Alaska Resources Library and
I just gave the wrong one.
Information Service.
Sorry about that. Live. Hold on. Is that the right one? I'm gonna move on to the next one because I don't know why they're talking about Anchorage, Alaska. There. Forget books.
Yeah, the mayor of Baltimore.
Oh, here it goes. Here it goes. I got it.
About a year ago, city leaders identified some of the city's most violent neighborhoods.
What the hell? We should just take all this down.
To target.
Ooh, you can smell the rats.
Under Baltimore's
you can smell the
Violence Reduction
rats.
Initiative.
Ooh, Jesus.
Just last week, we went with Mayor Pugh as she toured an East Baltimore neighborhood.
It's a new one. I've been down here 54 years. It's a new one.
Baltimore's Violence Reduction Initiative is about taking steps to rid communities of the cornerstones that contribute to crime.
Oh my God, you can smell the dead animals.
Blocks of dilapidated buildings help to hide the addiction that's crippled this community.
Yeah, so don't call it.
Hold on.
City leaders identified some of.
Don't call it disgusting.
Hold
say
on,
there are dilapidated houses that we can do something.
That was the
about.
reporter. The mayor said.
Yeah, I know.
"Ooh, you can smell the rats." Okay, so I feel. Look, I'm feeling horrible. Hold on, I gotta take a breath. I can't believe the mayor of Baltimore did that to its own neighborhoods, and you saw the guy said, "I've been here 54 years. This is new. Nobody's scared for us. This is new." Okay, so
Yeah, listen, no one here.
I think
no one here thinks
Trump
that,
is right on this one.
Listen, no one here thinks that this part of Baltimore's doing great right now.
Oh,
but to call it disgusting
well,
and to criticize.
Did you hear the mayor? She could smell the dead animal. She could smell the rats. That's not disgusting to you?
Yeah, but his district is first of all much bigger than that. His district includes most of Baltimore.
Hold on, Donovan. Would you want to sleep in a rat-infested home?
No, I would not.
You wouldn't, because it would be what? Disgusting?
Yeah, that rat-infested home would be disgusting. Absolutely.
Stop right there.
The conditions there would be disgusting, but
no,
the whole
right
neighborhood and the whole people and the whole most of the city
You just
is
called
not
Baltimore
disgusting.
disgusting, and I can't speak with you.
That's the critical difference that you're not picking up on. I'm not calling Baltimore
You just
disgusting.
did. You did.
I'm calling a hypothetical situation disgusting.
No,
calling a
a
place
rat-infested
disgusting is different
home,
than calling a situation
You just
or
called
condition.
that disgusting. We don't have to hypothetically do anything because it exists in Baltimore, and you just said that you would not want to lay your head down in that disgusting district.
You're finding any excuse you can.
No, I'm not.
This is not what it should be. We shouldn't have supporters for presidents being absolutely brainwashed to be completely agreeing with everything the president says. That's not American democracy. We should be criticizing.
I'm brainwashed.
No, I'm not saying you necessarily are brainwashed. I'm just saying
here's the
this is
thing.
ridiculous. This isn't.
You're calling somebody supporting Trump saying the truth. And let me tell you, before I came in, I got screamed at by somebody else. I don't know if you saw it happening out there. I was sitting out there and she screamed at me because my president doesn't know how to talk. I said, but it's true. She goes, it doesn't matter if it's true. He has to be more kind to people.
Yeah, I mean, he does have to be more kind to people.
Well,
Representative
Cummings, Representative Cummings isn't being kind to him. He's helping in this witch hunt which has been proven to be a witch hunt.
You're making
right, and then he's criticizing our border patrol, people who risk their lives to protect our borders.
But Harry, what you're doing is you're making an equivalency between.
It's called the truth.
Doing what Cummings said, Mr. President, my job is oversight of the executive branch. That's checks and balances. That's my job.
You think it's oversight over his district?
You're conflating that.
You think he should have oversight over his district?
You're conflating that with personal attacks on people, which is just ridiculous, and that goes really well with my point about people who are just so blind in support of Trump that they're totally abandoning.
So you actually have a point.
American ideal of being an individual.
You think you've actually scored a point?
Of self-thought.
Capable of independent. You think you've actually scored a point?
I think I did score a point.
So what is it again? So your point was what? Because I think
I've scored. I
want people to understand. I want people to understand what your point was. So
listen, what I'm saying is I think that it is incredibly
that he spoke harshly to a person of color.
I'm talking about what I just said was about people who blindly support Trump. I think it totally goes against the American values of how politicians should interact with the population.
So if someone agrees with Trump on this issue, rat infestation, there are rats, very poor and unlivable.
No, we moved on from that.
No,
You're going
you can't,
back to it.
But you can't do the brainwashing thing that people blindly follow Trump when this is a real issue. You're blindly following the Democrat Party.
No.
And saying that.
No, because I just said Bernie Sanders saying that was also not
but hold
okay.
on. You're just doing exactly what the Democrats did with the border. There's no crisis here.
Independently.
It's manufactured, right? So they're blindly following Trump because this is a manufactured problem. It's all Trump. And no, as I showed you, the mayor, Bernie Sanders, Orkin, all agree with Trump.
Right.
Now, the mayor wouldn't say she agrees with Trump, but unfortunately, there's video that shows she did agree with Trump.
No, she's commenting on, she's on the ground. She's commenting on specific, commenting unofficially, not on the presidential Twitter, which was declared by a superior court to be a public forum. She's not saying that this whole area and that this whole district is disgusting, because you should look at a map of this district. It includes a lot of Baltimore. You're calling it. You're calling a lot of the city disgusting.
Like Bernie Sanders said, there's parts of that district that are worse than third world countries, that are worse than our border, which Congressman Cummings is so preoccupied with that he isn't worried about the oversight that he should be doing about his own district. That's his number one job.
No, listen. English Station in New Haven is disgusting. The Mill River is disgusting.
Hold on.
But you can't.
I will not allow you to say that about the people. You know when you say
that
disgusting
about the people. You can't say that about the people.
You know when you say disgusting, you know what I hear? You're saying that certain people in Connecticut live or are disgusting.
No, I was just on the river yesterday in my kayak, actually.
Yeah.
Just going around. The river itself, the water quality is disgusting.
I wouldn't say that you are on the river with your kayak because it gives the impression of privilege. And you're calling other stuff disgusting.
No, first of all,
that kind of puts you.
Okay, a kayak is definitely.
Don't start defending yourself. No. Don't buy into my bait.
No, my whole I think the people in New Haven would say that English Station, which is an uninhabited power plant that has completely been abandoned, is disgusting. Am I saying that the neighborhoods around it are? No,
you
but
just
Trump
said that.
is.
You said that.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I live right by the Mill River. It doesn't mean that I think that my neighborhood is disgusting when I'm saying the quality of the river is disgusting.
That's what Trump was saying.
No, you're totally missing the point here.
You see, your point is that when you say it, you have different types of emotions, not emotions filled with hate.
No, Harry, that's completely ridiculous.
That's what you're saying.
I'm
saying
saying you
the same
can call
thing that
things,
Trump said.
You can call places where people do not live disgusting, but you can't call places where people live disgusting.
Okay, so
I live on the Mill River. I think that the Mill River, the quality of the river, is kind of disgusting. Do I think that my neighborhood or the other neighborhoods around it are disgusting?
So
Absolutely
you could only
not.
use disgusting for places that are abandoned.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so you wouldn't go to where there are homeless people in tents living with rats and call that disgusting because
People live there.
people live there. So it
People
wouldn't be
live there.
disgusting. So the rats would be their neighbors.
You can say
See what I mean?
you
You're
can
the
say
one
the
who's
rats are
blind.
disgusting, but you can't say that
We're
the
almost
whole.
we're almost finished, but you're the one who's living blind.
No,
Okay,
you're
so-
the one who's
so
living
you- so
completely
you
blind.
can't-
You're
so
following
you can't
Trump.
say-
You're insulting people through Trump. It's ridiculous. You're just following whatever Trump says completely blindly, which goes against really
Get it out. You got about 30 seconds.
which goes against our country's idea that everybody
Oh.
has an individual mind and can act
Oh,
individually.
that's interesting.
And
So-
when they elect a politician, it is to represent them, but that they have the duty to hold the politician accountable.
You done?
I'm done.
All right. Now I got to finish up here.
Okay.
But so it's interesting how you see America differently, right? So there's freedom of speech for some and not for others. So in your America, I'm not allowed to say the truth because it hurts the feelings of certain people. So I prefer not to live in your America. I'll live in Trump's America. Oh my God, Trump's America. It makes it sound like he's the president
Trump's
of
America
the United
might as-
States.
No, it makes Trump's America makes it sound like he is some kind of dictator.
He is your president. Oh well, when you said Obama's America, it sounded so totally like a.
Well, because Obama used his role as president in a completely different way than Trump's using it. And you
Yeah,
can't
of
deny
course.
that.
Oh, hello, Lucy. Of course.
And Trump's way.
Get out of here.
Okay.
All right, we gotta go. But I will have Donovan on in the future. He's a pretty good filibustering debater, which
Okay,
is
I don't
pretty
know
good.
about that. I don't know about
Of course, so-
I don't know about filibuster.
You repeat until
Well,
and
because
hopefully
you can't see my point because
No, I
you're
see- I get your
blinded by
point.
Trump's
and,
cloud of,
and he's
of
insulting
propaganda.
and he's insulting the host.
I'm not insulting
I
the
gotta
host.
I really do gotta get out of here. All right, so
Okay.
thank you for listening. You've been listening.
Thank
to
you.
Breaking news, absolutely breaking the news with Harry, aka the Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. See ya.
So you're a philosopher?
Yes. 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 Yeah. Yes. I think very deeply. I think very deeply. I think very deeply. I think very deeply.
In about 4 seconds, a teacher will begin to speak.
I think very deeply.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!